In 1922, in a quiet, snowy part of Germany, there was a small farm called Hinterkaifeck. It was far from town, with no neighbors nearby. A family lived there, Andreas and Cecilia Gruber, their daughter Victoria, her children Cecilia, 7, and Joseph, 2, and a maid. Just a few days before a terrible crime, strange things began to happen. Andreas told people he saw footprints in the snow leading to the house, but none going back out. He heard noises in the attic at night and found a newspaper inside that no one had bought. Even one of their house keys went missing. Despite these strange signs, the family stayed. On March 31st, they hired a new maid named Maria. That very night, all 6 people in the house were killed. Police later believed the killer may have lured them, one by one, into the barn where they were murdered with a farming tool called a pickaxe. Then the killer went inside the house and murdered the maid and baby Joseph, who were in their beds. The crime was so quiet and remote that no one noticed. The bodies weren't found for 4 days. When neighbors finally came to check, they found something even creepier. Someone had been living in the house after the murders. The cows were fed, the dog was tied up, food had been eaten, smoke was coming from the chimney. The killer didn't just leave, he stayed for days. The police came and investigated. They even found the murder weapon hidden in the attic. But despite questioning many suspects, no one was ever arrested. There were no fingerprints, no clear motive, and no witnesses. Some think the killer was someone the family knew. Others believe it was a drifter who secretly lived in the attic and watched the family before striking. What makes this story truly terrifying is how carefully it was done and how the killer vanished without a trace. To this day, the Hinterkaifeck murders remain unsolved, even with modern science. No one has been able to figure out who did it or why. Many believe the killer was watching them the whole time, hiding just above their heads. The house was eventually torn down. People say the farm was cursed, and many believe the spirit of the victims still haunt the area. It's one of the most terrifying true mysteries in history. A family murdered, a killer who may have lived with them, and no answers, even a century later. In 1959, 9 experienced Russian hikers, mostly college students, set off on a winter expedition through the Ural Mountains. Their leader was Igor Dietrich. They were young, fit, and skilled in survival. They planned to ski and camp through the snowy mountains, but after a few days, something went terribly wrong. They never returned. A search team went out and found a disturbing scene near a place now called. First, they found the group's tent cut open from the inside. Clothes, shoes, and supplies were still inside, but no one was there. It looked like the hikers had *** run out, barefoot and half-dressed *** into the freezing cold. Then they found the bodies, some near the trees, others buried under snow. 2 were by a fire, barefoot. 3 more were lying between the tent and the trees, like they were trying to crawl back. They had no major injuries, but had clearly frozen to death. But the last 4 bodies found months later were even more shocking. 1 had a crushed skull, 2 had broken ribs, and 1 woman was missing her tongue and eyes. There were no signs of a struggle. The injuries were described as like being in a car crash, massive force, but no cuts or bruises. The mystery deepened. Their clothes had strange radiation on them. The Soviet investigation gave a vague explanation. ***, an unknown compelling force. ***, people were left with more questions than answers. Over time, many theories were suggested. A secret military experiment, an avalanche, infrasound, a type of wind that causes panic, Yeti or wild animal attack, even aliens. The avalanche theory came back in recent years, supported by some scientists and computer models. It could explain why they fled the tent and the injuries, but not the missing eyes and tongue, or the radiation. No theory explains everything. That's why this story is so terrifying. A group of smart, trained hikers suddenly acted like they were running from something. Invisibland died in strange, violent ways. The Dyatlov Pass incident is still unsolved after over 60 years. It remains one of the creepiest, coldest real-life mysteries of all time, and no one knows what truly happened on that snowy mountain night.